Alright, so here we are for another unboxing, and today we're going to be looking at another drift car. Now, I haven't done drifting in a couple of years, but a few days ago I caught up with a few friends and they were doing some drifting, and it kind of inspired me to get back into this genre of the hobby. So I decided to pick up a new drift car, and I've gone for the Team Magic E4D MF 1/10 scale electric drift car. Now, this does come ready to run, however you will need to supply your own batteries and of course your own charger. It does come with a front one-way diff, which is handy for drifting as well, and it does come with a brushed motor and ESC. Now, I'm not really fussed about the power system as long as it's enough to do the drifting. I'm pretty happy with that. I may upgrade maybe at a later stage, but for the moment I'm quite happy to run it with a brushed motor. In fact, my previous drift car was also brushed, and that didn't give me any dramas. So without further ado, let's crack into this box. I'll quickly take the lid off here. I'll do this the old-fashioned way, since it's only a small package. I'll pop that aside over there. Up the top here we have the body, which is in a plastic bag. We'll get to that in a minute. We also have the remote, which is also in a plastic bag. And look at this. We have the instruction manual, which is coincidentally also in another plastic bag. I'll pop that aside for the moment. We'll get rid of all these ugly boxes. We'll toss that aside. The car is on the bottom here. It did not come with any zip ties or anything like that. Sorry, the box is in the way. It did not come with any zip ties or anything like that, but it arrived safely. There was no problems there. Alright, so what should we start with here? I'll put the body aside quickly. We'll start with the boring stuff. Instruction manual. We've got some goodies on the back here, so there's probably a leaflet here where you can order some spare parts, or some upgrades I should say. We got an antenna tube, instruction manual for your remote. There's one here for your ESC. Some plastic bits here. As you can see, there's no rear body posts mounted on the car at the moment, so they'll include them in the bag. Some body pins there, and also some hex adapters for your wheels. So there's a little bit of assembly required to get this guy running. The remote, you should be pretty familiar with this one. If you've seen my previous unboxings of the Team Magic monster trucks, the remote is pretty much identical. You have reverse switches up here, on and off switches just back here. It's got a nice feel to the wheel as well, very nice, very solid. Steering dual rates up the top here, and of course your trim buttons and everything else is there, and there's also a third channel switch just there as well. Pretty nice remote, runs on 4 AA's. I think I'm going to be pretty happy with this one. You know, no collapsible antennas to break off or anything like that. So we'll pop this guy aside. Let's have a look at this body, because I do like the body that this comes with. Now, it does come with a GTR body. Sorry, while I quickly get rid of this bag. And here it is. It is a purple in color, and it has like a metallic look to it, but it's kind of a matte finish. It's not your typical gloss finish that you'd find on a ready-to-run car. So it's a very nice looking body. Rear spoiler already pre-mounted on there. Some nice stickers going along the side. You can see here it's already got mirrors, wipers. You know, you can do that to your friends when you're out drifting with them, because I know they always do that to me on my actual car. And of course, one of the really cool things about this one as well is it comes with light buckets to put LEDs on the front and rear of the car. And I do have some spare LEDs here at home, so I may actually hook this one up with some LEDs and make it look really nice. So, very impressed with the body. We'll pop this guy aside for the moment, and let's have a look at the main event here, which is this beautiful chassis. Have a look at this. I'll just let you take it all in, because this is a very stunning looking car. I'm very impressed with this. It does run on a belt drive system, as you can see, and it has 3 belts. So it has a great big long one that runs along here. There's a little kind of belt tensioner just under here, and then there is another, let's see if I can get this right here. There's another little belt just on here, and another one that goes to the front diff just there. Now that front one-way diff kind of works, you can see by spinning one wheel, all of them spin, and then you can have the front wheels kind of free spinning. As you let off the throttle, they'll just spin, and you'll mainly just have traction in the rear. So this kind of helps keep the car sideways, which well, hopefully it'll work well for this one. I'm really looking forward to testing it out and seeing how it compares to my previous experience with drifting. So you've got your brushed ESC over here. It does come with this Tamiya or Molex connector, I think some people call it, which is a little bit annoying, I must say. I would have thought that, you know, maybe a Dean's or an XT60 would have been more suitable, but it is a brushed motor, so you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'll be cutting this off and putting my own. Interesting thing about these ESCs, I've had this type of thing before where you've got these little jumpers on here. They're like the little tabs, and you need to switch one of them over to either cancel out reverse, so you only have brake and forward, or you can actually have LiPo or nickel metal hydrate batteries. It's kind of hard to see on camera, especially with the light reflecting off it, but it is there. You just have to move. There's two little tabs. You can move either one of them to achieve the kind of settings that you want. So that's pretty much all the electrics there. Now the servo is all the way back here, and it's got this great big long arm that goes along the side, and you can see the steering angle on this guy is quite ridiculous. Very nice steering angle on there. Of course, you've got adjustments for your camber. You've got adjustments for your toe. It does have CVDs on the front, as you might be able to see there, hopefully with some light, and it also has on the rear as well. Whoops, also has them on the rear there. Chrome ones on the rear, black ones on the front. Don't know why, but I'm not really too fussy about that. The chassis just looks absolutely stunning. I really like the look of the chassis, and while we're here, have a look at these A-arms, solid all the way through, so they should be able to take a bit of a hit if you you know, do go a little bit crazy going sideways and hit a curb or some sort of object. I think they might be able to take a good hit. Battery tray goes along the back here, and it goes crossways, and if you just have a quick look at the way that this is balanced out, it's very nicely balanced out. So you've got the battery going across, your ESC and receiver on one side, servo kind of on the opposite side. The motor is very nicely centered right there, and everything is very centered, so this hopefully should drift quite evenly left and right. I'm hoping that that's the case, but at least the weight bias seems to be very nice. Plenty of adjustments here on your shock towers. This is the rear one, and of course your front one also has plenty of adjustability here for you to position your shocks. There are 3 adjustment points on the A-arm. Sorry, I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up on camera, but there's 3 adjustment points just there on the front A-arm, and on the rear we only have 2. So you've only got an option for one more adjustment there. The shocks themselves do feel pretty nice. I mean, it's very small shocks. This is very miniature compared to a lot of the off-road buggies and trucks and things that I kind of show off on the channel more frequently. So this is all very much smaller and perhaps a little bit more delicate as well. But again, it's just a little bit of a drift car. It's should be a bit of a step up from my previous one. In case you're wondering, this is all carbon fiber as well. So very, very nice. At least it looks to be. I'm hoping that it's not like some kind of glass fiber or what's the other word for it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that this is carbon fiber. It's very rigid, so it should be very, very good. Very much looking forward to running this guy. I think it's going to be a really nice drift car, especially when I get the body posts on and get the body on mounted correctly. You can see that there's a bit of a rotor going on behind the wheels here. The wheels, interesting thing, have got this camber on there, this kind of like bevel on the end of them. I've seen a lot of drifters with these types of wheels. Be interesting to see how these perform versus the other ones that I have, which are kind of just straight. So yeah, this is going to be a very nice experience for me, I think. Very impressed with the layout of the car, with the quality of the build itself. The plastics and everything feels really nicely put together. Hex hardware all the way around. So I'm really liking it. I think that this is going to be this may be a nice little success story. So very much looking forward to running it. I'll pop the body back on, and of course, if you guys have got any questions about this particular car, if I've missed something here, by all means, you know, leave something in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you and answer the questions that I can. There it is, the Team Magic E4D MF 1/10 scale drift car, ready to run. That is it for this unboxing. Thank you all very much for watching. As I said, please be sure to check out the video description for more information on the car, as well as a link to my Facebook page, of course. That is it from me, and I will speak to you next time.